This is SWC Spread 'em with Caution, a sports gambling podcast featuring Brandon Aptaker and Jordan Heinzman. Please don't forget to subscribe and follow.
Ooh, recording in progress. Welcome back to Spread 'em with Caution. I'm Brandon Aptaker, and this is Jordan Heinzman. All right. Let me just tell you, like last week, I said I belong to the streets. I got a girlfriend.
Oof.
Yeah. I know. She got the big butt.
It's important.
Yeah, that was the one requirement I needed. And she passed.
20 years later.
I'm a loser. That's what's happening. All right. Anyways, anything happened in your life in a week?
No, nothing at all.
All right.
Nothing at all.
That sounds great.
Got my betting back on track. That was good. Packers had a bye week. That was good.
Okay.
Lions won.
All right, we're going to talk about that in a second. All right, let's go over week 13 NFL. So we did the 7. This was our first week doing the 7 pickaroo, right? Brandon went 3-4, and Jordan, you went 4-3. So you beat me by the hair on your nuts.
Yeah.
And okay, so let's just start with we're only going to talk about the games either of us bet on. Dallas was a 4.5 point favorite to New Orleans on Thursday night. I took Dallas with 4.5 and I hit. That was an easy one for me. I don't know why you didn't take it.
Because Dallas is questionable. They're always a questionable fucking team.
I know, but Taysom Hill can not quarterback a team. He can come in for moments.
Oh, I mean, he can at least keep it close.
He didn't.
Going to be Tom Brady, but Jesus.
True. All right. The next one you bet on was Arizona 8-point favorite at Chicago.
Yeah, that was an easier one for me because Chicago's terrible and Arizona had Kyler Murray back, even though they didn't need to throw the ball because of the weather. Weather was kind of bad. He was limited on his snaps, and they still covered. I mean, I wasn't really too concerned about that game at all.
All right, cool. I took the Chargers +3 at Cincinnati, and boy, did that happen nicely.
Yo, they almost gave it up though. That was scary.
And then they did a repeat of the first quarter.
The good thing you didn't have 5 quarters.
They were almost the Chars with no second half.
Jesus, that was a wild game.
That was a great. I was driving back from another state and I was listening to it on the radio. Sometimes that's fun. All right. You can't do it? I know. You'd rather get in a car accident. Minnesota at Detroit. We both took Minnesota. What is Minnesota? I don't know. They're nothing. They're weird.
No, they're just like any given Sunday teams. They're right there in the middle of the pack, and they're better than the record is. But they're gonna have this.
They're $1 million move and a 10-cent finish if that was a team. They are always in games and then lose them.
We'll talk about the Lions and when we do our next picks.
Okay. New York Jets at Miami. We both took Miami because we're not retarded. They were the 4.5 point favorites, and we both hit the money on that.
That was pretty easy.
We skipped a few games and then move along to afternoon. Jacksonville Jaguars at the Los Angeles Rams.
This is
Jacksonville was the 12.5 point underdog. And I hate the Rams. And
I told you the Rams needed a get right game. And then, it still wasn't.
Don't call it that.
But every team needs a get right game, and this is kind of one of them. So we'll see what happens next week. But 12.5, that was a little low for Vegas.
That's fair. Okay, the next one. You took the next game, which was Baltimore Ravens at Pittsburgh Steelers. Baltimore was the 4.5-point favorite, and unfortunately they lost.
I know. And they shouldn't have. I feel like they just gave the Steelers the game in the second half. But I should have stayed away from this game and the Seattle game, because division games like that come down to they're just close. Like Baltimore, Pittsburgh always play each other close, no matter the records. So I should have taken that into consideration. And this was another example. So that was a bust on me. Oops.
Oopsie doopsie. We took the next game, both of us, San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. You just mentioned that. We both took San Fran, the favorite by 3.5 points.
What did I say last week? I said, as soon as I bet against Seattle, they're going to prove me wrong again, and they're going to finally come up on top. Every week I've been like, okay, Seattle, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. They finally did it. Even though the same guy turned the ball over 3 times. Everett gave him the ball 3 times. Seattle was in the red zone a lot.
Yeah.
And San Fran just couldn't capitalize on turnovers.
Tyler Lockett finally coming out of his shell again.
Tyler Lockett's been out of his shell for 3 weeks. He's been all right.
All right, but he got a lot of money this last one.
He's in the teens right now. He's been a teens fantasy player for the last 3 weeks.
And Metcalf is not.
No, I need that to stay that way.
That's nice.
No, it's very nice.
All right, we skipped the night Sunday game and we took New England at Buffalo. I made a mistake. I should not have done this.
You bet against Bill Belichick.
I made a big one. I did a poopy. And Buffalo was a 3-point favorite. I took them.
The reason why this just seemed like an easy Bill Belichick game for me, because you keep Josh in the pocket and you eliminate Stephon Diggs and you play everybody else straight up. They don't have a run game. So Bill Belichick has 2 points of emphasis: contain, defend Diggs. And in this game, the weather was so fucking bad, they had to run the ball.
Do you know how many times they threw the ball? Do you know? 3 times. He was 2 for 3.
19 of them things, 19 total yards. He's going to go down the league in stats quick.
I mean, is the fact that you win a game when you do that really says something? I don't know what, but it says something. That's cool. Is that that might be a record?
He did. Oh yeah, it has to be for a starting quarterback to play every snap. And Jimmy G, I guess, threw it 5 times against the Packers in the NFC Championship game a couple of years ago. But I mean, that was kind of crazy. Bill Belichick said, we're going to run the ball and we're going to play defense. That's it. Play the wind. But I told you, stop betting against old Bill, man. The Patriots are hot.
They're nice. All right, let's get into this upcoming week. When you guys hear this, it'll be Thursday night. So we're going to talk about the Thursday night game because you, my friend, took it. It's Pittsburgh Steelers at Minnesota. And Minnesota's a 3-point favorite. Talk about.
Yeah, Vikings are a better team at home. Steelers are a worse team away. You have a Thursday game. The Thursday games usually 90% of the time go to the home side. So with the 3-point favorite, I see the Steelers coming back a little bit after their sweet victory they had last week. Steelers just don't look like a good football team to me. And they're just going to have up and down weeks. They had an up. Now they're going to go back down. That's where I'm sticking with that one.
Do you know why that the home team usually wins in a Thursday night game? Do you happen to know why?
Short week.
Well, that has to do with the travel on a short week, but they don't get any fans traveling because it's not a weekend.
Ooh. What about the Monday night games?
It's a lot easier to take a Monday off.
Well, you got to take Tuesday off too because the fans got to travel.
It's still easier. It's attached to a weekend, bro.
Yeah, it's true. Because then you got to take. You got
a Wednesday to.
Yeah.
Come on, that's too much.
You're right
All
there. Sign me up.
All right, we skipped a few games. The next one you took was New Orleans Saints at the New York Jet Life Stadium Jets. New Orleans is a 5-point favorite, and you're taking them. I don't like this choice, so you've really got to convince me.
So you want to talk shit on Taysom Hill. So the thing with Taysom Hill is he made a cut. Actually, out of the 4 interceptions he had, I'd say 2 at most were his fault. Other ones were wide receiver's fault. And then the second one was a miracle interception that this guy made off the ground, which was crazy. So Taysom, if he protects the ball, which I fully expect him to do, he can run. Oh, also, Alvin Kamara is back and no Mark Ingram. So guess who's going to be toting the rock a little bit?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it is the Jets, right? I mean, Saints versus Jets, I don't care really who the quarterback is. I expect the Jets to get out coached. And then Taysom Hill, I think he's going to have a good week this week.
Okay. I just don't think Taysom Hill can lead a team to victory. I think he's really, he might be a versatile position player, but I don't think he's more than a one-dimensional quarterback. That's my opinion.
He can throw the ball. He might not be able to throw the ball every time.
Or to the correct team.
I mean, the or 2 were his fault at most.
You can't use that.
Taysom Hill's going to come back and he's going to be all right. He's going to run the ball for 100 fucking yards and he's going to throw the ball for 200 and score 3 touchdowns.
All right. You keep hoping and praying. Dallas Cowboys at Washington, NFC East game. Dallas is the 4-point favorite. I am taking them. I like 4 points. I think that Dallas will win by a touchdown. I think it'll be a pretty decent game. Yeah, Dallas somehow late in the season, historically, against this situation, they come out on top in that shitty booty division right now. And this is the time that they need the win. It always ends up being them.
I feel like they always sneak out. You know what I'm saying? Like they always sneak out. Have these guys played once before?
They had to have, because we're in week 14. They wouldn't put them that close.
Some people have a gap in between, and then they'll play the same team 2 out of 3 weeks, which I think is stupid. But
I don't think that I think that they have played them, but maybe I'm wrong. That's something we can look up.
Nope, 2 out of 3 weeks. So they play them this week, and they'll play them 2 weeks from now, which is stupid. Like I said. They're playing at Washington. See, the thing with these 2 guys is it's a division game. Once again, no matter the record, I don't see the Cowboys losing the game. I see it just being a lot closer than 4. I think 4 points is too much.
Okay.
So I'm saying the Cowboys win by 2 or 3 points. They win by a field goal. So that's why I took Washington with the points. I'm starting to play this a little bit smarter, look at their division games after last week screwed me a little bit.
Cool. Atlanta Falcons at the Carolina Panthers. Atlanta, 2.5-point underdog. We are both taking the Atlantas.
Yeah.
Seahawks. Seahawks. Carolinas.
Carolina, yeah. Cam Newton just came off of a horrid 5 for 24 with 4 picks. Atlanta's,
oh my God.
It was terrible. Atlanta's not good. Carolina's not good. Neither team is worth a damn. But I just think that Atlanta will get the ball moving against Carolina more than Carolina will get the ball moving against Atlanta, just because of Cam Newton, really.
And no CMC, right?
No CMC is done for the year. I don't think that Cam Newton can mentally come back from what he did last week.
I don't think he's ever going to mentally come back from 2015.
No, yeah. Once he didn't fall in that ball in the Super Bowl, that little fumble, that was it. Gotta go, bro. You're done.
Seattle Seahawks at the Houston Texans.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pretty, actually, it's not a bad, you made a good call. I'm not against it. It just didn't make my top 7. Seattle's a 7.5-point favorite, and you are taking Seattle.
Yeah. And this falls under, I was considering it because Houston just did they beat Tennessee, right? But then again, what's Tennessee been doing the last couple of weeks? My main thing is Seattle had a bad game against the Niners. They still won. I just think that that was once again kind of a good feel, get right game. They had multiple chances to score. They turned the ball over numerous times in the red zone. So that game could have been wide open for Seattle. Now I expect that going into Houston, where what's his name? The quarterback, Taylor, he just got benched. Like they're like, dude, you're done. Get the fuck off the field. I feel like
how do they have a better option?
They don't. I think the coach is like, oh, I might get fired mid-game. Let me think.
Let me do something.
It's your fault. I'm gonna yank your ass out of there. Yeah, Taylor, you suck. And he's like, fuck, I might be out of a job.
Well, that's what happened when Anthony Lynn tried to vouch for him, and then it ended up getting him fired because Herbert was fucking amazing.
Yeah, he got fired with Herbert.
He got fired for playing the right guy on accident.
True. But yeah, that's my example with the Seahawks. I feel like 7.5. It's a fair number. It's going to be, I think, 10.
We shall see. Detroit Lions, Mile High, going to Denver, afternoon. Denver, 7.5-point favorite. I'm taking the Broncos. I think that their run game is stupid nice. They are playing a terrible team. I don't know what else to say. Denver's not good, but they're a 500 team. They're fighting for a playoff spot, and Detroit is, I don't know what they're really playing for.
So they have a good run game, but now if Melvin Gordon comes back, that run game probably takes a shit a little bit. I want to run something by you on why I think the Lions are a lot better than what people are giving them credit for. Now, say that with a 1-10-1 record, right? Say it without laughing. Now, if my internet will ever load, I can say it. So the Lions, here we go. So the Lions last 5 games. Last week, they won by 2. The week before that, they lost by 2 against Chicago. They lost by 3 against Cleveland. They tied Pittsburgh. And that is the last month of football. The most they lost by is 3 points. And Cleveland's not a bad football team. It just depends which Baker Mayfield shows up. Now, we're talking about the Broncos. I don't trust the Broncos. So I think that point spread is way too much. 7.5 is way too much. You're talking they need to outscore them by more than a touchdown. Can they do it? Absolutely. Do I think that the Denver Broncos are going to do that on the road at home? Okay, it's a little bit it's a little bit different, but Detroit's playing everybody tough. So they're losing every time.
Is it Teddy B or Drew Lock or what?
It's Teddy.
I don't know who I trust more.
You know, if they handed the ball off like Bill Belichick just did to Javonte,
that's what I'm putting my marbles in.
They're not going to, though. Not if freaking Melvin Flash comes back.
Dude, he flashes the ball into the other team's hands every time.
He runs the ball for 1.8 to 2.2 a carry. Like, he's in that little range, and they're like, give him the ball again. Give him the ball again.
I think he has this face that looks like he's a good running back. I fell for it. I had his jersey, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he was good on the Chargers, though. He just wanted money.
No, he fumbled the ball a lot, and he only did it when it was a very important part of the game.
He lost him a game in the beginning of the season because of a fumble, and then he comes back, and they're like, give him the ball again. I'm like, who are they? How are the coaches not fired yet? Like, your best player is second. What? Come on.
Yeah, that's true. And he's like not. I don't know. They're looking at they're justifying salaries.
They can't do that.
You cannot do that in pro sports. Bottom line.
No, and that's what I said they've been doing. Is they're paying this guy enough, they're going to give him the ball, but he's not earning the ball.
No. I can't believe he got that after sitting out for 11 weeks or whatever that was.
Bell status right there for you. Look how it happened.
He fucking, what did he do? He pulled the wool over the whole league's eyes.
They both did. Now running backs are fucked for the future. Way to cement that down.
Yeah.
Two running backs hold out to get extra money, and then they both suck right after they get the money.
Why did Seattle give the ball to Adrian Peterson that much?
He was new. I think he was only there for 4 days.
But they gave him the ball a lot.
Oh, why did they give him that much?
He had like 11 touches.
Oh, I didn't. That's good for them. I was expecting you to say more because
No. I think they fed him the ball a lot, bro. I was like, dude, this guy, he needs to wear one of those jerseys that you can get at the swap meet that just has every team's logo on it.
Yeah, but then everybody get confused and they might fucking quit. I don't know. Everybody, Adrian Peterson, he's still like, he can still do things. He
just has such a dad.
Dude, he runs like a pregnant lady.
I've never seen a pregnant lady run. I don't chase them.
I can imagine it.
Okay, let's move on. New York Giants at the Chargers. I'm trying to sell my tickets because I was going to go and I'm too lazy. But I'm taking the Chargers 10.5-point favorite with their COVID ass. Call me crazy.
Who's going to catch the ball?
Okay. Dude, this guy and you in our fantasy league, this guy talking about hyper targeting. He's one of the most share-friendly quarterbacks in the NFL. He doesn't hyper target anybody.
Motherfucker targets Keenan Allen 15 times a fucking game.
Because they throw the ball so much.
He'll throw the ball 20 times. Keenan gets 15.
No, get out of here. That's not true. I looked up these stats, bro.
My Will for like 3 weeks had like top 3 targets. Tops. I was like, God damn. I knew he was going to fall off a little bit.
Keenan has those games too.
You know when a motherfucker goes, oh, Mike Will, this is the year. I'm like, motherfucker, Keenan Allen's still on the goddamn team. And the running back's probably the second best wide receiver on the team. You can't
Why is old-ass Jared Cook putting up numbers? Why is some guy named Guyton getting 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns?
Jared Cook's the Frank Gore of tight ends, all right? People need to put some respect on his name.
Yeah, he the chef. Anyways, Charger fans hate the Giants still. We don't care if the Eli Manning thing's been over for 17 years.
God damn.
We still hate them, if you didn't know.
Here it is. Did you watch the Monday Night Football Eli Manning interviewing Phillip Rivers? I was like, are they going to bring it up? And they never did. They never talked about it.
Well,
they brought it up. The draft.
Well, it actually turned out well for both sides.
I mean, Eli won 2 Super Bowls.
He got 2?
Yep.
He got 2 or his defense got 1 and some guy caught a ball with his helmet?
The 8-8 Giants. That was just on. Have you watched the Tom Brady new ESPN show?
No, I still haven't watched it.
This one was the loss. Caught the ball in the helmet thing. 8-8 Giants go in and beat the Packers. 13-3 Packers, and it was
fuck David Tyree.
That's what I'm saying. I just blame Jerry Jones.
San Francisco 49ers at the Cincinnati Bengals. San Francisco's a 1.5-point favorite. I can't fathom how you still hate the Niners.
I don't. How are they at 1.5 point? So here's the thing.
They got wrecked in their hometown by a Chargers team that was 500.
I know. So I don't understand how they say who's better and who's not between these two. Who would you pick right now? Like, it's literally a toss-up.
No, right? San Francisco's clearly the better team.
But then Cincinnati does miraculous things.
Joe Mixon had like 33 yards against the Chargers' 32nd ranked defense.
He came up limping a little bit. What I'm saying is the Bengals, this is any given Sunday type team. The Bengals will come out and they will fucking wreck somebody while they're not looking.
You put pressure on Joe Burrow, and he's a different girl.
No, I know. You put pressure on anybody, though. That's
No, not a good quarterback.
Come on now.
Not Rodgers.
Yeah, Rodgers. That's the Vikings did. They just get a little pressure on him. I see. Look, let's bring this up. So, San Francisco, they beat the Rams, they beat Jacksonville, they beat Minnesota, lost to Seattle. Now, the Bengals destroyed Pittsburgh, destroyed Vegas, and then they just lost to the Chargers. But then they lost to the Jets, and then they lose to Cleveland. Like, how do you beat Pittsburgh and Las Vegas easily? Then you lose to Cleveland, lose to the Jets. That's why I don't trust this team at all. I think San Francisco could be a better team, but San Francisco was a better team last week.
San Francisco, if those teams were playing each other, San Francisco was winning that game. They barely lost to a good Seahawks team. They didn't get blown.
The Seahawks defense sucks, but Jimmy G also sucks. The Jimmy G is forcing balls into double coverage, and he's got wide open receivers.
If Mitchell didn't get a whatever fake little injury, they would have ran the ball more.
I mean, maybe. I don't trust either fucking team. No.
Okay. That's why you're staying away, but you're not against the spread.
No, I don't want it. You never know what Cincinnati team you're going to get. San Francisco, Jimmy G can come out and have 16 touchdowns. You don't. I doubt it. He'll throw the ball 16 interceptions.
Okay, let's go to the next one that we're both taking. This is the Sunday night game. Chicago Bears at your Green Bay Packers. Green Bay is a 12.5-point favorite. Chicago, 12.5-point underdog. Tell me, I want to hear you first. Why the hell are you going against your own team against a terrible division game?
I'm not going against my own team.
You still think they're going to win, and I know that, but why do you not think they're going to win by more than 12.5? Why don't you think they're going to win by 2 touchdowns?
They don't blow people out.
They don't even deserve to be called people the way that the Chicago Bears are playing.
So the last time they played Chicago, they won by 10. That's how I see this game playing out this time.
I think both teams. I think the Packers are a lot better, and the Bears are a lot worse.
But it's a division game. I've seen a shitty Packers team play a good Bears team close. Bears 13-3 record season when the Packers didn't make the playoffs, and I've seen it flip flop. Every fucking game these guys play is close. So that 10-point game they just had earlier in the season, it took running into the end zone to make that a 10-point game, saying I own you towards the end of it. It was a 3-point game at that point. That's why they just know each other too well. Matt Nagy was hired to beat the fucking Green Bay Packers. I see the Packers winning. Of course I do. But 12.5 points is way too much, especially for the Packers. They don't like blowing guys out. They're like, hey.
This is the problem with both of us betting on our own teams, is like we're going with the probability says something, but we both look at the history because we know our teams very well. And that's the battle. And I see the Packers differently than you. I see, like, I look at like how you're seeing that the Seattle Texans game. I'm seeing it more like third eye, that way, where the Houston's just that bad. And I think Chicago's that bad. It's a division game. You make good points. It's a division game. Packers maybe don't blow people out. I said that about my Chargers, and they took a fat dump on a Tony the Tiger.
Division games are just different. Like, they're always, if it's a large over under, I go with covering, and it typically hits as long as it's like respectable. I guess look at the Lions Vikings. That's a fucking division game. Shit.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Monday night game. Los Angeles Rams at Arizona. Arizona at home, I think, is beating every team except the Patriots and the Packers by 3 right now. That's my opinion.
The reason
they're a 2.5-point favorite. To me,
about the Packers,
I'm saying that Arizona at home, I would take them as a 2.5-point favorite against any single team today, except the Patriots, the Packers.
Maybe the Bucks. Maybe the Bucks.
Maybe the Bucks. That would be more of a thinker. But anyways, my point is, I think they're one of the best teams in the league. Every 2.5-point spread. No, Buffalo's lost my fucking money.
I was gonna say, okay, yeah, Buffalo's kind of on this. They'll figure it out before the playoffs, I think. Anyways, I think on this one, I don't know what Rams team we got, so that's why I stayed away. But Arizona is also coming off of some injuries. This is a tough game that both teams had shitty teams they played last week.
What is the Rams record, dude? Like,
I think it's 7-5.
No, I don't think I think they might be 6-6.
No, they can't be.
Check it out. Are they ahead of San Fran in that division?
They're 8-4.
The Rams? And
Yep.
the Friscos?
Frisco's are 6-6.
Okay.
So Cardinals 10-2. Of course, me being a Packer fan, I need the Cardinals to lose. So because I need that, Cardinals will probably blow them out.
Okay. Well,
but I think that's going to be a good game too. You got to think Monday night division game. I don't see defense being a whole lot involved in this game. Honestly, I can see this game being a high scoring game. Connor's kind of been playing pretty well, but
yeah, he has. Yeah,
he's been kind of going off. Hopkins, we'll see if Hopkins does.
Well, I think Edmonds is going to be fully healthy this week.
Yeah. Connor's probably took his fucking snaps, honestly.
I don't know. They usually pretty split and use them a lot differently. We'll see, because Edmonds is nice as a leak on the flat because he's faster.
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. Connor's just kind of been doing his damn thing.
He looks good. I didn't even realize he was in that good of condition until last couple games.
He didn't look good with Pittsburgh, but yeah, we'll see how it stands this week. I feel pretty confident with my little picks right there.
All right. Well, that's it for NFL. Do you want to talk about NBA a little bit?
This NBA is still funny, man. There's a bunch of packed teams right there in the middle. It seems
everybody's even. This is the first time the Western Conference this late in the season I can remember is really fighting already. It's already unclear who the last 4 spots are going to be,
Yeah, look at the Eastern Conference, right? 5 games between between seed 1 and seed 11. 5 games.
That's cool.
That's crazy.
It's cool. It's cool because it's kind of deterring people from hating the super team thing. I love the super team thing. It's always happened, and we just are now acting like it's new.
It's more or less been it kind of has always happened, but they're always older guys. Like the Lakers kind of did an older super team this year, like the Rockets did back in the day.
Or the Lakers did in 2005 when they got Karl Malone and Gary Payton.
That was a bad situation. Bad ending.
They went to the finals. Yeah, they were good.
Yeah. The glove.
The crazy thing is the glove got a championship the next season.
I know, that was weird. Just rode the pine the whole year.
Nah, he played in the playoffs.
He's like, I got a ring. And Carl was sitting there crying.
He had already retired. Remember he opened that restaurant in Temecula, Kill Devils?
Karl Malone did?
Yeah, he lived in Temecula right when he retired. Then he went back to Utah eventually.
I do remember that. Until Barry Bonds and Terrell Davis still Temecula.
Still over there?
Yep, still hanging. But yeah, seed 4 through, what is this? 11, 12, 13, seed 14. You're talking less than 6 games.
What's the Magic score right now? I want to hit on that real quick. They have them at 107.5.
Yeah, because they played the Rockets and they scored like 118 or whatever. Let's see what their score's at right now. Oh my God,
They beat it?
dude! They almost hit the over at halftime.
Get out of here.
7 at half. Wow. Yeah. So there's two teams that I don't like, and I went with you on it just because I didn't look at really who they were playing. I went on the under, but the Kings defense is so bad.
Watch them not hit, bro. Watch them not hit.
I know. Well, they did this before. I saw them.
Yeah, I remember.
62, and then they didn't cover 100.
No, it was 100. Yeah, I was like, fuck, I missed it. Okay, so what other team do you not like messing with?
Oh God. The Celtics. Every time I bet on the Celtics, they'll screw me. So I bet on them tonight against the Clippers. I don't touch the Clippers. I don't touch the Lakers because I don't know what they're doing. The Knicks have been on a downfall, so I'm just going to start betting against them.
Do you think this Frank Vogel crap with that Anthony Davis is starting is real?
It usually is. Like in the NBA, there's really not a whole lot of room for he said, she said. There's not 50 players. There's only 15. So I think that there's something probably there. Something always comes of the NBA rumors. Always.
That's a good point. But also the Lakers tend to have more rumors than other teams. And I don't think Frank Vogel's really to blame for anything.
No, he's not. And multiple people say he's not. LeBron even came to his defense and said, no, it's on us. I don't know why anybody's talking about that. So as long as LeBron's got his back, then they're good.
That's true. He is the general manager, coach, and owner.
How about the Rockets, though? I think the Rockets have won like 7 of their last 8 games. Ever since Silas was under fire, they were like, oh, we got to play now. They're 7-5.
Was he a player? I know this sounds ignorant.
He was. I just can't remember
he looks like they found him in South Central, like playing ball at a pickup game or something.
I think Silas played for he did play for the Rockets at one point. I want to say he played for the Spurs.
But am I wrong? Does he not look gumpy? Like, does he not look unprofessional?
I mean, he looks like a 6'8" shooter. I don't know.
To me, he just he doesn't, I don't know. His face just looks like somebody I would see standing outside of a 7-Eleven or something.
I think his dad was a pretty good NBA player, though, back in the day.
Well, that usually helps unless you're Flip Saunders.
I know, right?
Rip.
See, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know where he actually played. Oh, wait, here we go. He joined the Mavericks. Oh, yeah, he played for the Mavericks. So that's interesting.
That is weird. All right. Well, I don't think I really have anything else to say. I haven't been doing too well in NBA. I'm still sticking to my single team unders, which is kind of hit me 500 the last week, which is probably the worst week it's been. Like, not $500, but 500%.
Yeah. One thing that's been doing me good is hockey. Out of anything, anything the Avalanche. If the Avalanche are in a game and that thing says 6 or under, I go over. They scored.
They're scoring that much.
They scored 7 or 8 tonight. But then the other team's also putting up points. So I think combined 11.
I don't know enough about hockey, but so you can be good. You could be that good at offense and be that bad at defense.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was I've been betting the over like crazy. Like I think they've hit the over 90%, 85% so far this year or something crazy. And so ever since I started betting on it, I've been kind of following it and trying to understand as much as I could about hockey. And it kind of makes the game more exciting. Like the shots are all close. I love it.
I actually like watching hockey. I've just never gotten into enough to follow a team, and I'm the kind of guy that needs to have a dog in a fight. Betting would help for sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that I don't usually pick one team or the other, but if I do, I'll be like, oh, come on. That's a flagrant.
Technical foul.
Hey,
all right. Is there anything else you're trying to touch on? Oh, MLB fucking lockout.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. I'm betting on they're going to be back
I'm betting that this has happened 15 times in my 30 years.
in every sport. I'm not
every sport.
Oh, every sport has a lockout.
Oh yeah, but baseball does it every 15 minutes.
That's true.
It's the only sport where you can have terrible physical condition and still make that much money.
That's like golf.
Okay, but that's a single team thing, bro. That's a one dude thing. A single person thingy.
They call it a sport.
Yeah, true. It's not regular. You don't have to be in physical shape to do it.
No, John Daly, he's a monster.
No, yeah, he's got a cigarette in his mouth when he's doing it.
One lap around the track before having a heart attack.
I can't believe Vlade Divac smoked cigarettes through his whole career.
Did he really? I didn't.
Yeah.
Open up the lungs with a quick puff.
I used to do that before we'd run in the army. I used to smoke a cigarette right before.
Open up the lungs real quick. Help yourself out.
That's why I have fucking emphysema.
This fucking guy.
All right. I think that's all I got for this week, man. It was nice to see you. Good talking. All right.
All right. Later. See you.
Peace.